ladies and gentlemen. Dave and Alyson.
The Pop 10.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pop 10. This is number 17 for April of 2018. I'm Dave.
And I'm Alyson.
Look at you with the consistency.
Consistency. It's my middle name.
Fair enough. Well, myself and Alyson Consistency, we're back again. This is the Pop 10, fresh off of the first ever pop-up vlog yesterday.
I know, that was fun.
Your face is going to be on the channel.
People actually know that I'm not a robot.
Yeah, it's true. You're real.
I'm real.
I can attest to it.
Yep.
And so that's you, myself, and Dizzle on the Pop 10 YouTube channel. So
yeah.
It's good company, I think.
I'm honored to join you and Dizzle on the Pop 10 YouTube channel.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, again, ladies and gentlemen, it's calendar May. We like to wait till the month wraps up just so we don't miss anything.
Yeah.
It may even cheat a little bit there to get some good stuff out because we want it to be timely pop culture news. That's what you're going to get here, right?
That's right. April was a big month. We've got a lot to talk about.
There was a lot in April that we need to discuss. But again, I want to, A, thank you all for listening, and B, thank some folks you heard at the top of the show. Our good friend Melissa Hutchison, voice of Clementine on The Walking Dead Telltale Games. She does all the voiceover stuff. And Jason Mercurio, again, who's been on this show.
Jason.
For the amazing theme. I love that theme. I hum it to myself sometimes.
Who doesn't?
Right? So, ladies and gentlemen, please sit back, relax, and get ready for the Pop 10.
April 2018.
Number 10.
A culmination of 10 years of the Marvel Cinematic Universe finally came to a head. Infinity War was released, and we've talked about it a gajillion times on the show. Mm-hmm. And, it did not disappoint on a bunch of different levels. Financially, broke records left and right. Opening weekend worldwide, over $630 million.
It's crazy. It is the largest grossing film of all time now?
Ever, yeah. Opening. Anyways, yeah. It's on its way.
Nuts.
I think it just beat Titanic. This is May.
Right.
So in May, I think it surpassed Titanic.
It's crazy. And I think we talked about this in the last show. I think it's this combination and these worlds coming together and all of these stars in one film that's probably driving a lot of what we're seeing, because these films individually, these characters have been grossing so much and doing so well, and now to get to see them all collide is pretty spectacular. You've seen it.
I went, Dizzle and I, speaking of the little
Speaking
devil
of
there, we saw it on Thursday.
Yeah.
So, and movies used to open on Friday, but
yeah.
And they still tout that they open that day, but they open on Thursday nights.
Right.
We saw it first show on Thursday.
That's awesome.
I've had too many things spoiled for me via social media and the interwebs, and this is one that I did not want to get spoiled.
Yeah.
So we were there front and center, and
I'd like to know what he thought.
Dizzle, maybe we'll do a little video review. Maybe
Please.
He'll just do a review.
That'd be amazing.
That'd be great. I'll have to pay him.
Yeah. What? Oh.
And loot boxes, I think. Overwatch
And
loot
chicken
boxes.
nuggets.
And chicken nuggets,
There you go.
as we've all seen that he loves. Just not Szechuan sauce. But
No.
Infinity War, I loved it, and I think you have to accept it for what it is.
Yeah.
You're not, making Casablanca. You're not. It's Infinity War, man. It's a bunch of superheroes and supervillains, and it's a culmination of all these different films. And I've not loved every single film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Sure.
And there are characters from those films that I didn't love that I actually enjoyed in this one. So it's. I can see why it's made so much money. I don't think I anticipated this though.
Yeah, it's interesting too, them coming off of Black Panther and the success of that. It's interesting that two films like this from that group back to back can perform this strongly. But maybe some of the momentum of Black Panther is to credit for this.
I think it deserves a lot of credit.
Sure.
Because if Black Panther had been a real stinker, I don't think people would have been that. They would have been amped up about Infinity War, but there are a lot of folks that wanted to go to Infinity War to see Black Panther again.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of this movie is you could see him, 2 months later?
Yeah.
Or not even. And Denai, who played Okoye in Black Panther, she was in this as well.
Yeah.
A lot of the after credit scenes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe came to fruition. To see Bucky Barnes in a movie, not just an after credit scene again.
Right.
Was fantastic. There's even an after credit scene from Infinity War. And I'm not going to spoil anything.
Yeah, let's not. Because I haven't seen it.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
Well, stay off of the social medias because you'll get spoiled. But, they're still expanding, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
And, speaking of spoilers, nothing was really spoiled for me in this. There was one thing that I saw that folks that had seen advanced screenings, people that I know that get all kinds of cool free stuff, got advanced screenings, and I heard a couple things, but nothing really knocked me over. But how are you avoiding these spoilers, and are you worried?
I'm avoiding them because I have no free time to look at anything else right now.
True.
Yeah, life's just busy at times, and this is one of those times where I literally have not had a moment to even stop and think about anything other than what's going on in my immediate life. So I've been very fortunate in that I'm not seeing, I'm seeing all the great, excitement about it and how well it's doing, but I'm purposely avoiding any of that online chatter. And if I see something, I'll immediately avert my eyes and go someplace else. So I've done pretty well so far, but I'm not going to probably make it through this weekend without seeing this film because I'm worried about exactly what you're saying.
Right.
Tell me though, was it, how sometimes a film can have a great trailer and you feel like, gosh, I'm just seeing all the best parts in the trailer.
Right.
Did this movie pay off from start to finish?
Yeah, I think the better parts of this film were not in the trailer. I think
great.
there's a time, this is one time, very few that I can think of, where the trailer got it right.
Yeah.
And I think that they went above and beyond. And there's I want to tell you so much about it, but I can't. Maybe off the air, I'll tell you one thing. That's not going to spoil the plot of the movie, but there are some people that we didn't know. Let's just say there are people that we didn't know were involved with the film that were.
Okay.
And then it got to come out, and there's some people that are very close to what I used to do in my past life that I was very proud of, and it was very good to see the affiliation. But I think I always, was a little turned off by the way Thanos looked.
I was going to ask
Guardians.
you. Okay.
Yeah, and I wasn't feeling it, but he looked amazing in this film.
Okay.
And you can see Josh Brolin as
Sure.
well. You could see him in the character, and Thanos was not one-dimensional in this film either. So I think they nailed it. Okay. There are a couple parts dragged for me. There's one character it's not a spoiler, that I've never been a huge fan of cinematically, and that's Doctor Strange.
Okay.
I'm not in love with Benedict Cumberbatch and his portrayal. So
Somewhere
those parts,
Raina is just dying a little bit.
Getting ready to do some magic on me, but black magic. But those parts dragged for me.
Okay.
But other than that, Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. I'll pay any day to see him.
How can you go wrong?
It was great.
The cast is incredible, and I think that is what is so important about this film. You can't have a flop, in my opinion, with that level of star power. Yeah. And I know you were a little hesitant in the last show. We talked about this, and that the opening date had been moved up, and you weren't so sure if you were going to like it or not.
I was a little nervous.
But what I'm hearing you say is it exceeded your expectations.
Yeah, that is fair to say. It's fair to say that I want to pay my money to go see it again.
Okay.
I saw it in regular 2D, but now I want to see it in 3D.
Yeah.
And I want to look for some Easter eggs, because the first thing Dizzle and I did when we got home is we went on the YouTubes. We looked at the Easter egg videos.
Sure.
And there's way more Easter eggs to the comic than there is to other movies in Marvel, which I thought was super awesome too.
Yeah.
I just think they did a great job from pillar to post, and I'm excited to see the second part.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see the next couple of films that come out, because I think everybody needs another Ant-Man movie just to take a break, take a breather, because it's pretty stressful.
Did you like Ant-Man?
I didn't, but I didn't hate it.
Yeah. Come on, Paul Rudd. He's funny.
Yeah, it's still not really doing it for me, but
sure.
he was great in Anchorman. And Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yes.
But as a hero in the Marvel Cinematic Universe,
not a hero for you. Not your hero.
Maybe not so much. But everybody, I don't need to tell you to go see Infinity War. You already have, except for you.
Except for me.
Right?
I'm that one person.
Right.
Yes.
But everybody else, go see it again. You see it for the first time. I'm going to see it again. And I think that we're going to see some pretty hefty records coming out of this box office take.
Well, I'll add to it this weekend.
Yeah, and I don't know if I think, correct me if I'm wrong, and somebody out there will. Hashtag like Dave is always wrong. But I still think
I'm gonna start using
the
that.
high. Yeah. If where do you think it came from? I caught that tweet.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I think the highest grossing film of all time, adjusted for inflation, is 1939's Gone with the Wind. I still believe that is the highest grossing film, adjusted for inflation.
Of all time.
So I would like someone to fact check that for me.
Have you seen that film?
Yeah, once, I think.
It's
I had to.
one of those things that my mom and I are big fans of that movie.
Oh, I mean,
we've
yeah, I
watched
loved
a
it.
bunch. But it's hard because it's 4 hours long.
Right.
And, you literally want to take that intermission that comes up on your screen when it happens. So,
Well, they had one in the theater. I mean,
They absolutely
And what else
did.
was there to do in 1939?
no, exactly.
Not only that, but it's been really released theatrically more than once.
Yeah.
So Infinity War, maybe like our kids are going to go see Infinity War again in the theater as a Fathom event
Ooh,
in
yeah.
like 10, 15 years. So,
Yeah.
so who knows? But ladies and gentlemen, please go see Infinity War. Let us know what you think. I'll probably be watching it again when you let us know. But you need to go.
I'm going. Trust me, I'm going.
All right. Thanos is watching. Go see it.
Number 9.
This month in Viral, if you've got plans for a snowstorm, what would they be? Well, Shirley Nash is getting fat and sassy.
Probably sit around and cook some soups and eat bread and desserts and just get all fat and sassy.
Fat and sassy. Eating bread and desserts.
Now, where's she from? Because I think she might be from my hometown. Polk County is where I'm from.
Polk County, Iowa?
No, Polk County, Florida.
That's how people talk?
I mean, Shirley sounds like my folks.
Wow.
Not my parents,
Yeah.
not by any stretch of the imagination, but yeah, the people I grew up with, Shirley sounds like she's one of them, but she's not.
No.
She's from Iowa?
Maybe she's from your hometown.
Maybe originally.
Yeah.
There's no way that woman is from Iowa. That's not an Iowan
Iowan.
accent.
No, that's not. But I
But I
love
love
Shirley,
her,
man.
right? How do you not love her?
You know, and we were thinking about Viral for April, and this is and our Viral stuff isn't always the month that it came out.
Oh,
this
gosh, no.
Originated January, I believe.
Yes.
This was in Iowa. What station was it?
As WCCB News 10.
News 10. Out there doing interviews about the impending storm, asking folks what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Here comes Shirley Nash.
Man, they got a good one with Shirley. Well, she must have been like outside of the grocery store.
Right.
She's thinking about what she's going to be eating. She's going to have soups.
They're gonna cook some soups, multiple.
What would your soup of choice be?
I'm not a big
in the weather apocalypse.
I'm not in the weather apocalypse. I'm not a big soup guy.
Oh.
I'm really not.
Okay.
I like chicken fillets. Got a good soup. I'm a ramen guy though, so ramen would be my soup of choice.
Ramen, got it. Okay, all right. Well, you know,
Are you a cooker of soups?
I like soups. I'm a little soup particular.
Really?
I love tomato soup,
Oh,
but it's got to have a little bit of cheese in it.
not sure we can be friends.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Dave's always wrong. Hashtag Dave's always wrong.
I do love Chick-fil-A's chicken noodle soup.
Yeah, it's amazing.
When you're sick, man, there's nothing better than that soup.
Yeah, and it just started coming up north, where I'm from, so it would be a hike. But if you're friends with Shirley Nash, you don't have to go anywhere.
No, you just go to Shirley's house,
She's-
and she's going to have all the soups. So, but here's the thing, you know, as someone who is from Florida,
Yeah.
born and bred here
You
my
and
entire
Dizzle,
life.
There's another parallel.
Oh, see,
Yep.
we have so much in common.
You do.
I love chicken nuggets too, but we do storm prep all the time.
Yeah.
I've never really thought about my soup collection during a hurricane.
Right.
You know, like you go get your water, your batteries, flashlights.
Yeah. Well, they even said bread and milk in this piece.
Yeah,
They're talking about bread and milk.
non-perishable, not
Yeah.
bread and milk. What?
That's what they said. Well, it's snowstorm. So I'm from Boston, Mass.
Okay,
That's
explain this.
When a snowstorm is coming,
Yeah.
you go to the store. Like if you work during the day when
Yeah.
a storm is coming, you go there. There'll be no bread and no milk.
Well, it's funny that you say that because actually, when you go to a store when there's a hurricane coming, same thing happens on the bread aisle. But I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Like I'm going and getting like Jell-O cups, pudding,
This is quite the window into your life.
chips.
Right?
Like
Pudding,
these-
chips.
These are my
And Jell-O.
non-perishables.
Okay.
Maybe some applesauce. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
probably buying all the wrong things. But
no.
like the thought of eating soup that has not been prepared, that is just like out of a can, kind of Walking Dead style.
Yeah, well, yeah.
gross, man.
Well, she's cooking soups.
Well, how
but
is she
then
cooking
she
soups?
wants. When we're so fixated on the soup, but I think the major hook here is the eating bread and desserts.
Desserts. I mean, now she's talking her language.
With your
I love
pudding.
sweets. My puddings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what she's talking about. But to just say and get all fat and sassy.
Fat and sassy.
I wonder what fat. I get it, but I wonder where the sass comes in.
Well, I mean, if there's a storm,
You're just gonna be inside
you're
being
gonna
all
be
sass
trapped
mouth?
and sassy. Yeah, you get. You know how you get a little like cabin fever going, a little
boy, do I
stir
know.
crazy.
Yeah.
That maybe Shirley gets a little sassy. That's her cabin fever.
That's great, man. I love this. She's a gem.
I would hang out with her in a storm.
She is a gem. And I was just thinking, I would hang out with her in a storm.
I would eat her soups.
Fair enough. I would get fat and sassy with Shirley Nash. But you think about the viral category on this show.
Yeah.
And again, there was a whole year before consistency was your middle name and you were here. But when you think about,
You find a way to jab me every show.
it just is what it is.
Maybe consistency won't be my middle name next show.
Hey, and then I will be right. And then Alyson is never
nope,
right
never
will be a
mind,
hashtag.
never mind.
So then that's out. But I would love to get all of the folks we featured in the viral category and put them in the same place.
Yes.
I think that would be fantastic. It would
Just
almost
like a little mixer event.
It would be like a Tosh.0, except we wouldn't be rude and it would actually be good. So I think that's what we should do and get all those. I'd love to see Sweet Brown and Shirley Nash have a
Oh my
conversation.
gosh, they'd be hilarious
Right.
together, wouldn't they?
Because Sweet Brown would be like, you're cooking soups? Ain't nobody got time for that.
No, ain't nobody got time for that.
Right.
You'd be strutting your ass down to the store to get your soups.
Hey, we got to find out if that guy's still around.
Oh, he's got to be.
We got to interview. That's a pop-up interview that needs to happen. Pop-up interview with Shirley Nash.
Oh, I would love that.
gold.
Let's go find her. She's in Sioux City, Iowa, right?
Right. And if you need her, I have a pretty good idea what she's going to be doing.
She's cooking them soups.
Having breads and desserts. Getting all fat and sassy. Oh, let's end it.
Number 8.
This month in music, we're talking Coachella. Coachella, is this derived from the Coach handbag? Is that where this came from? I don't even know the origins.
Well,
I should
we're
probably
gonna
do more.
We're going to find that
All
out
right.
while you're talking.
Let's get the studio computer working. We'll get that up. But Coachella happened April 13th through 22nd. 9 days of Coachella. That's a lot of Coachella. And
It's a lot of Coachella.
some notable things, of course, great performances by the Queen Bee herself, Miss Beyonce, Kendrick Lamar. There was a big hubbub about The Weeknd getting emotional while singing his song. Mm-hmm. I don't get why there's a big hubbub when artists get emotional.
Well,
It's an emotional thing.
It is, and I think he's been going through some relationship stuff lately, and people start being nosy and butting their noses in where they don't belong, and going, okay, well, why is he emotional? Is it because of Selena, or is it because of somebody else?
We're talking Selena Gomez?
Yeah.
Oh.
They dated. No,
I
he
don't.
didn't.
Yeah, I was too busy
Okay.
watching all the Marvel Cinematic Universe again.
So people just start speculating and being ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
He could have just had smoke in his eye.
You're singing a song, man, and stuff happens, and I've been podcasting, and the moment just grabs me. And
You get the feels.
I get the
Have you cried
feels.
during a podcast?
I've cried during a couple podcasts.
Wow.
Yeah. Walker Nation 100.
Oh,
That was a big one for me.
sure.
You were on it.
I was on that.
Look at that.
I know.
Isn't that crazy? So yeah, a couple times.
I was a big nobody.
No, you were.
Still am.
You're close to the top 10. That's who you are.
I am.
So, I can see that, but for everyone, it just causes speculation. And I don't know if it's fair to the guy or he does it on purpose. I don't know. But that was a big hubbub. One of my favorite parts of Coachella was Nicki Minaj hanging out with Shania Twain.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a strange mashup of characters.
I think it's phenomenal. I think
Yeah?
there needs to be a song.
Okay, maybe they were collaborating.
Okay.
No, I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah. Maybe
Shania
they were
Twain, she came back from the dead lately.
Yeah, she's been in the news a little bit.
Yeah.
So I wonder what's going on there. She's probably about to maybe do that. Maybe
She
she's
needs
going to
some-
collaborate and
yeah.
drop an album.
She needs some pizzazz. So she went to Nicki Minaj, who, of course, is the queen of pizzazz.
Yeah. No, she certainly is. Those two would be an interesting... I feel like Shania Twain, towards the end of her last album, which was a while ago,
Yeah.
she was getting much more into the fashion and trying to be a different kind of country music artist. So her paired with Nicki Minaj, that's an interesting mashup there.
Yeah.
For sure.
She's I don't know if she'd ever enjoy being, called this, but she was like the original Taylor Swift.
Oh, wow.
In
She
a way.
might not be offended by that. I don't know.
No, I didn't say anything about
she's
age
going
or
to be
anything.
offended by that.
She'll be, of course she will.
Yeah, of course.
But she came back. I remember I'm a huge Lionel Richie fan. Has nothing to do with Coachella, but he did an album a couple years ago.
Oh, I mean, I love him too.
Where it was all collaborations. Him and
Yeah.
Darius Rucker, him and Jennifer Nettles.
Yeah.
And she was on that.
I love when artists do that.
Yeah.
Work with other artists and put out an album that's just mashups of.
What's their songs too?
Yeah.
Lionel Richie, he's not too good for that.
Yeah.
He's okay with that, and that's when Shania came back. But I'd like to see Lionel and Nicki Minaj. But I digress.
Coachella. You
Yeah.
know why it's called this?
Because of the Coach handbags.
No, it has
Okay.
nothing to do. Well, at least not in what I'm reading here in
Okay.
my research that I did
Sure.
in about 2 seconds. It has nothing to do with the Coach handbags. It's about the valley in California where this is held. It is called Coachella.
See, we were trying to go outside of the box, but this one was completely inside the box.
It's totally inside the box.
Yeah,
Or in
glad
the
we
valley.
have computers in this studio to make me look stupid. So,
Well, we're not talking about Charlie Puth right now.
real nice. Look like we found our groove, haven't we?
Yeah.
And speaking of grooves,
Let's
the
talk about some.
grooviest part of Coachella for
Yes.
me,
Yes.
my favorite part, was everybody's favorite little yodeler there, Mason Ramsey, taking the stage. Now, this is the kid, and this could count as viral, and this is a way I was trying to cheat to get this kid in here, being the show, the podcast. This is the kid that was singing Hank Williams Jr., I think they call him Little Hank, in Walmart.
Oh, Walmart.
In Walmart, next to the
He's just hanging out in
Tupperware
Walmart
tubs.
singing?
Yeah, with his little bow tie, singing, tapping his foot. It became an internet sensation. Talk about viral.
Yeah.
Millions and millions of views for this guy. This little kid
Yeah.
who apparently has been doing this his whole tiny life. And there he is. And they bring this kid out on the stage at Coachella. And the crowd was hype.
Yeah.
This kid starts singing his song, and these people came unglued.
That's amazing.
It's phenomenal.
For this sweet little kid. How old is he? Do we know?
5, I don't know. No, he's
We're going to make it up. He is 8.
yeah, I think he's 10 at least.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's 8. He's a young guy.
Yeah.
And since he's been on
in
Ellen.
Coachella with all of these massive
You know?
stars. And he steals the show.
Steals the show.
It's amazing.
People went crazy. I think it's great.
Yeah. You're right. Like, this really could be viral and probably should be. So we're cheating a little bit here.
Okay.
But I think that it is interesting to see, the world of music embracing things like this. I mean, this kid, was he singing in Walmart but just because he wanted to? Or was he just
He's like a local celebrity type of thing,
like, I'm going to go hang out at the Walmart today and do a little performance?
Why he was there, I don't know. If this had been the viral category, it would have been all about him. But this is about Coachella.
No, it's about Coachella. Of course. And Coach handbags.
And Coach Handbags. This podcast brought to you by Coach Handbags.
If only.
Yeah, sorry. I have a great Fast and Furious Supercharge bag, so it's almost
you?
the same thing. So yeah, it's all yours. But this guy,
I think I might have one too.
this little guy, just taking the stage by storm. I'm happy for him. He's always going to have this memory of being on the stage in Coachella. It's when you can perform in the same event as a Tupac hologram. I think it's a good day at the office.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. I wonder, do they get? He must have gotten paid to do it, or no? This is like,
Him, I
hey,
don't-
come here, we'll pay
Yeah.
your airfare, and
I think it was probably one of the. Well, you can meet Beyonce. You can hang out with Shania
I'm
Twain
in.
and Nicki Minaj.
yes, please.
This kid with Shania Twain and Nicki Minaj.
That's.
He's not going to be able to. His voice is going to be too deep when he leaves there. He's not going to be able to sing like that. But I absolutely love this. I would like to go to Coachella one day. I wouldn't mind a pop-up vlog.
Yeah.
Now that I'm getting into the whole vlog world.
You big vlogger.
Yeah, that's me.
Can we hear some of this?
Of his performance.
Let's hear it.
Absolutely. Here we go. Here's a clip of this guy's performance here. Mason Ramsey on stage at Coachella.
She's
Number 7.
In sports this month, we're going to talk about WWE's greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah, and there's quotes there.
Yes, there are.
Quotations.
Quotation marks.
They called it the greatest Royal Rumble.
Well, it happened on April 27th.
Yep.
In Saudi Arabia. Was streamed live on the WWE network.
Only $9.99 a month, folks. Yep.
And usually these are with 30 men, but this was 50.
Right.
Correct?
Or women.
Or women.
Yeah, but this was 50. That's what made it the quote unquote greatest Royal Rumble.
It's crazy.
It's a lot of dudes.
It's a lot of dudes.
To have that many guys on the roster. And they used some local talent as well. They? Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
So it's wrestling's big in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, it's big all over the globe, and I think especially in the overseas market in the Middle East, you had the introduction of WWE India last year. Jinder Mahal was the WWE champion for quite a long time. So I think it grew even more so in popularity. Mm-hmm. And this was a weird move by WWE that they're going to take one of their bread and butter pay-per-views, because back in the day, and my wrestling fans here will follow me, back in the day, you had Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, King of the Ring, Survivor Series. I know I'm forgetting one. SummerSlam. Mm-hmm. That's what you had. That was it. So Royal Rumble is one of their biggies. It's in January. It's 30 men. This past year, they had a 30-man and a 30-women.
Right.
The winner chooses the championship of their choice to go for at WrestleMania. So this one was for a belt, a new belt, and a trophy and all that kind of stuff. And spoiler alert, if you don't know who won yet, you don't want to know. Earmuffs in 3, 2, 1. The monster Braun Strowman took it home.
I'm sorry, I had my earmuffs on. I didn't hear what you said.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
This was no surprise. And normally I would be upset about this, but after this past January's Royal Rumble, where you had Shinsuke Nakamura win, who nobody saw that coming, I think you had to be safe on this one. You had to get a guy like Braun that they're trying to push.
Yeah.
They want this guy to be the next Lesnar. I even think I read something on the dirt sheets that Vince McMahon wants him to be the new Andre the Giant, and that's never going to happen. There's only one.
I totally agree.
And, to Kangaroo Pouch, since we're talking about sports and wrestling Andre the Giant, in April, the Andre the Giant documentary premiered on HBO.
Right.
I still have yet to watch it.
Okay.
I've also been busy.
Yeah.
But it's something I want to get to. So I think wrestling is in a weird place right now.
Yeah.
Where I think we're seeing a resurgence.
I do too.
But it's slow.
Yeah, it's interesting to me because my kids are watching like classic wrestling.
The good stuff.
Yeah. And they're totally into it. But they know the wrestlers from my generation, our generation. Mm-hmm. They don't know these new wrestlers that are here today. But I think they want to. It's like the classics are their gateway into what wrestling is today.
Sure.
Which could be cool, but I don't know how helpful I'll be with this category for them.
They can shoot me a text or something, and they send me a picture. I'll tell them.
Okay.
But I'm interested to see what happens.
Yeah.
There was a huge resurgence, the Attitude Era. I think Stone Cold stunned Vince McMahon, and then we were off to the races.
Yeah.
And that's late 90s.
Sure.
And I don't think we've really seen a huge bump since the NWO days, the WCW versus WWF at the time.
Right.
So who knows?
Who knows?
This greatest Royal Rumble, it's a good gimmick. I wanted to watch it live, but over in the States it was like noon or something, and I wasn't able to. But
you have a day job.
I have a day job still. Yeah, you do what you got to do. But with the WWE Network, you can watch it anywhere, and that's the beauty of it. So, congratulations, Braun Strowman, for winning the first ever 50-man greatest Royal Rumble.
Number 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, Yeezus is back. Now, this is something that happened at the very beginning of May, but I think the seeds were planted well before. And we're kind of cheating a little bit here. We're talking web, because it's just something I wanted to talk about, before, if things get pushed to the wayside, because pop culture news, there's always something, right? And all it's going to take is a big arrest or something like that to kind of push this out of the way. But Kanye West visited TMZ, like an impromptu visit while they were alive.
Is that just weird in and of itself?
It's just Kanye, man. And we'll talk about our thoughts on him in a sec. But he had tweeted a picture with the Make America Great Again hat. And that was obviously made famous by our president here in the United States, Donald Trump. And he goes on TMZ. He's just talking in riddles about being an artist, and being an artist means you can do this, that, and the other thing. And he makes a parallel to slavery and says that 400 years of slavery, that seems like a choice. And I'm not 100% sure what he meant, because people have been saying it's been taken out of context or whatnot.
Right.
But then Van Lathan from TMZ just stood up and called him out and just kind of went a little nutso on him.
Well, I can understand why. It's, the thing about Kanye, and he's always been like this, it's all about the shock value. Mm-hmm. And I feel like you're right. He speaks in riddles and leaves things so open for interpretation that you have no idea what he's really talking about, or if he really believes what's coming out of his mouth.
Right.
So he's doing these things to get a rise. So clearly, this is a big one, and I think he should get called out.
Yeah.
In the video that I saw, you don't really see him arguing back a point.
He really didn't.
Which is interesting, because I think he realized,
I'm an idiot.
Yeah. Or I'm getting called on being an idiot for the first time on, some type of, not for the first time, but I mean,
right. He's been called an idiot before.
Certainly has, but just, on being captured on video.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't even know what to say about it, to make that kind of bold statement and then just kind of leave it hanging there. It's irresponsible.
Yeah. I just think he's the ultimate troll. And I think this is one of the times where, in the process of trying to troll everybody, he put his foot in his mouth and didn't really realize what he was saying. I don't think he believes that. I don't think he has enough sense to believe or disbelieve that. I just think he's the ultimate troll. And usually I find him hilarious. Like what he did to Taylor Swift, to her, like it was a thing. What he did when Taylor Swift won her award at the MTV Video Music Awards.
Yeah.
It's, for me, it's acting pretentious at something that's already pretentious enough, where it's, and he said it on his VH1 Storytellers when he said, I'm sorry for acting like the B word at award shows. They're award shows. I didn't kill anybody. And I think that's the bigger point with this guy. He just likes to make people go, what? And I just think this time he just said something stupid and it caught up with him.
I wonder what Chris was thinking about this. She doesn't put up with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
She runs a tight ship. Let's put it that
way.
She
runs a real tight ship.
So, it's just, I wonder what she was thinking in the sidelines as this all happened.
Well, I wonder what some of his peers and his colleagues thought. I would love to get Jay-Z's take on it.
Oh, yeah.
And I guarantee you that if his mom, Donda West, was still alive, he wouldn't have said that.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So I just, again, I don't think he's a malicious guy. Again, I just think he's a troll, and I think he says stupid stuff. And sometimes, if you just spout stupid stuff, you're going to say one or two things that's really going to rub people the wrong way. And I mean, wearing the Make
I
America
say stupid stuff all the time.
Oh, me too.
Yeah,
But you
so
try to
I get it.
Try to rein it in. And I think the wearing the Make America Great hat again. It's funny because you're just wearing a hat, and the point they made in this interview was that hip hop artists used to embrace Trump before he was president.
Right.
That was something you aspire to be, to kind of have your own empire.
Right.
So I think he just does it to be funny. Like he got out of the loony bin that time, and then the first thing he did is go to take pictures with Trump. It's just to get everybody's goat.
It's just weird behavior.
It is weird.
And I think you're right. I think it's just so people will talk.
Yeah. And to your point, when this comes a point where you have to be responsible, and I just don't think he is. So
no. So
Kanye, please go back to College Dropout kind of stuff. Give us another one of those albums. Stop saying stupid stuff. And
be cool, man. Just be cool.
Just be cool, honey bunny. Just be cool.
Number 5.
Something delightfully weird just opened at Universal City Walk in Orlando. This month in theme parks, we're talking about Voodoo Donuts. It's open.
Ooh, Voodoo Donuts. Just around the corner right now. And delicious.
Delicious.
Is a word to describe these bad boys.
Sinfully delicious, in fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, the owners, the founders, Trace and Cat Daddy, who are from Portland.
Yes, they are.
They started this whole revolution. They were kind of the guys that started taking your everyday kind of foods. Like, this started with donuts for them, but then you see cupcakes evolving and having all these crazy ingredients and toppings and things. They kind of started that revolution back in the day. And they created something that became this cult following in Portland, and then kind of caught wildfire. And they now have 7 locations.
7.5.
Well, he says 7.5. I'm not really sure why. What the half is.
Half is out of his garage.
I got to figure that. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe those are special donuts in Portland.
I do think they have a walk-up.
Yeah.
Like a really small walk-up
Tiny,
somewhere.
yeah.
So maybe that's the half. But these guys are just cool. They were at the opening that was had this past week.
I was there.
You were there.
You were there.
I was definitely there.
I said hi to you.
Oh, hey. Hey.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey. And, I mean, can we talk about the fact that Cat Daddy had donut pants on?
Those pants are pretty dope. They look comfy.
Man, I want a pair of donut pants.
They don't sell them in there? Not yet, anyway.
We should.
Definitely. The hoodie was dope. I like the hoodie.
Yeah. There's some great. That's the whole thing. Like the whole experience.
It's a brand,
not just. Yeah. It's not just the donuts themselves. It's the whole experience. You know, you walk in. It's got this great vibe because of the whole voodoo play. Mm-hmm. You see, everything's pink, and black. But they've got great artwork on their merchandise. They've got these amazing flavors of donuts. 50, more than 50.
That's wild.
Just here in Orlando alone.
Yep.
They literally have a voodoo doll donut that has a pretzel spear through the heart.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just cool stuff. And the flavors are just out of this world.
Yeah. I saw Captain Crunch on a donut. I saw Cocoa Puffs on a donut. Maple bacon. That's some of my favorite stuff.
The maple bacon bar. I can't even say that.
Yeah,
it's
say
delicious.
it 5 times
Yeah,
fast.
no,
There was one that was spicy.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that one. I'm like, that's real cool for a donut. There was another one that had fruit on the inside. Like, I'm not a huge donut fan, but
that's unfortunate.
I'm not overly.
Yeah.
But these looked absolutely phenomenal. Again, anytime you put cereal in a donut, and I think people are going to absolutely love it. And again, we're talking about the grand opening in Universal Orlando City Walk, of course.
Yes.
And it fits right in.
Yeah.
You can see Hart and Huntington from it, which is fantastic. The giant chair outside for photo ops. It's
a donut throne.
What's it, a donut throne?
I mean, how cool is that?
I think it's absolutely phenomenal. And in a world of Kanye's, I think we need more Voodoo Donuts. And I love the little mascot guy. I got a little pin.
Yeah.
In my kit. And today, I think tomorrow is the last day. Hart and Huntington in City Walk was offering $100 Voodoo Donut guy tattoos.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah, it was really, really cool. I saw that.
That's a clever little
I thought about it, and I was like,
collaboration. Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll pass this.
Donuts.
You don't like donuts.
No, but I like Voodoo Donut. I think the atmosphere
better
is
like Voodoo
absolutely...
Well, and they have this great logo that has the Baron.
Yeah, he's
in
great.
it, and he is the
you can see him in the pop-up vlog.
You can, and you should, because he is now, instead of being a gravedigger, and a soul collector,
right?
He is a donut connoisseur.
Oh, it's a good change of career path there.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's made a big reformation of his life. And, that's important.
Sure. Is he going to be there all the time?
No, I don't think so.
Well, I hope he pops up again.
I mean,
Halloween Horror Nights would be a great time.
Yeah, I think he'll be around. But seeing him and hearing him talk about his cool donuts, and basically the idea is, in order to get to the afterlife, you have to pay the price, which is donuts. That's what he wants.
This is a win-win, I think.
So, I think this guy is kind of a character after my own heart. I wouldn't mind people paying me in donuts.
Okay.
So
it's good to know.
Yeah, get ready. Get your donuts.
Get a pink box. Fill them with some Voodoo Donuts.
Because good things come in pink boxes.
Number 4.
Boy, April was a fantastic month for gaming. We saw the debut of Nintendo's Labo. And my daughter, Raina, and I were in New York City at Nintendo New York the day it launched. And you could build them right there in Nintendo New York. Don't think they allowed you to keep them. But you could build them right there, try it out with the Switches they had on hand. So that's phenomenal. And also, God of War is back. And it's revamped. Kratos has a son. And makes me want to get a PlayStation all over again. So I was pretty excited about that. And then, of course, Red Dead Redemption 2 finally got its release date. It's not April. I wish it was. I wouldn't be doing this podcast. I'd be playing it. And that's going to be October, late October, 26th, I believe, of 2018. So that's around the corner. But we talked about Labo a ton on this show.
Yeah, we have.
Here it is.
Well, and I'll be honest, I pre-ordered it, and it came.
Nice.
And the boys and I are going to spend some time this weekend actually experimenting and seeing what this is all about.
That's fun, though. That sounds fun. Like,
they're super pumped.
Right, I bet.
Yeah.
You're not just giving your kids a video game and going, here you go.
Yeah, you're actually having them do something physical.
Right.
They have to build these incredible things that they can then interact with the Switch. And, they have very quickly become gamers, which I love. But I do like that this is something that kind of takes them out of the screen for a minute.
Yeah.
And they have to use their brains to create something physical. And so it's a really great concept. We'll see in practicality how it all works.
Yeah.
Did you play around with it when you were at Nintendo?
No, we just saw it. We were really fixated on the Zelda stuff.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of commotion in there over it. It wasn't really easy to get to. You'd have to wait in a little line.
Yeah, that store's crazy.
Oh, that store's the best
It's
store
awesome.
on the earth.
Yeah.
But we saw so many people having a blast with it.
Yeah.
Already off the bat. And when I was on the fence before, say, it's something I really want to do. And people have been just giving it rave reviews. A friend of mine, Kevin Austin, does a podcast, Play Some Video Games. And he did a review. He did a live YouTube video with a review. And people are going nuts about it. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm going to test it out this weekend and
Let us
I'll
know.
report back.
Report back. Let us know.
Because I didn't read that book I was supposed to read last month.
I don't know what you're talking about. But
sorry.
I read Gary V's book again for you.
Oh, thank you.
But I think more normally what I'd be into, God of War just came out and for PlayStation 4, and it looks absolutely stunning. I jumped off the Sony train years ago. I had a PS3. I had a Vita. And I've always been an Xbox guy.
Yeah.
I think I've been an Xbox Live member for 13 years, something like that.
Okay.
But PlayStation gets you, man. Exclusives.
I know. It's that kind of exclusive world that definitely helps keep those kinds of brands alive. I mean, Nintendo's a great example of that too. So, I think that's smart. It's very smart. That's not something you can play across platforms.
No.
So it'll be interesting. Will you get a PlayStation 4 just so you can play this or no?
No, because the way you look at it is, it's going to be almost $500 for a game, and then who would do that? But I did that for Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
But also,
But
PlayStation's got
so much more,
right?
Yeah.
And I remember, I think back to some of the titles that I used to love, like Little Big Planet, things that I need to give another chance, like The Last of Us, which I've dogged forever. But there's going to be a sequel coming out to that. I don't know if there is a release date, but coming soon is going to be Spider-Man, which is going to be another exclusive title to PlayStation. So I think when Spider-Man comes out, maybe if I can grab a secondhand, system, and but it had to be pro now because I got a 4K TV.
Yeah.
And I think it's a possibility. But I've always loved God of War. I've played every single one. I've beat every single one. So I'm feeling a little left out.
Have you ever played Pixel Junk Monsters?
No, I have no idea what that is.
It's amazing.
What's it for? PlayStation?
Well, it's for PlayStation 2. And they've just announced that Pixel Junk Monsters 2 is coming out, I think this summer sometime. And I'm super pumped. I played the very first one and got addicted to the point where I would literally live for, it was like I was yabba dabba doing out the door of work just so I could get home and play it. It was that addictive, and it's so simple.
Right.
But, it's that kind of, to your point, these exclusives and the desire to be able to see a favorite game again that I think pulls you back in and makes you spend $500 just to play one game. So, you might want to think about that.
That's going to be a PlayStation 4 exclusive?
Well, I don't know, because I think I heard that it was going to be available for PC too, but
Oh,
I'll do
Steam.
a little more research on that.
Yeah, it might be on Steam.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but you should check it out. Pixel Junk Monsters. Highly
I will.
recommend.
I
It's
think
very
I will.
simple, but it's cool.
I spent the majority of my month, we're talking gaming, we're talking April, on a title that was released tail end of March, if not April, and that's Far Cry 5. I've been deeply enveloped in this story.
Okay.
I've loved the Far Cry games forever. Far Cry 5 has been my favorite. It's based in the United States, which is probably the first time, I think, in a long time.
Okay.
The story is about this cult, and you're a deputy that comes to this area of the country, and there's this cult that is pretty much taken over. The game starts off with your helicopter getting shot down, and then there you find yourself amongst these cultists, and you're going after the father, as they call him, and there are different, he almost has generals in different regions, and you can enlist the help of locals, and then also you can enlist the help of a few animals. One is Cheeseburger the bear.
Cheeseburger the bear. I love it already.
It's Peaches. She's like a puma, like a mountain lion, like kind of puma thing.
How cute is that?
And it's phenomenal. So a lot of good games out there.
Yeah.
Labo, God of War, Far Cry 5. Get your hands on your favorite title and let us know what you'll be playing through the month of May.
Number 3.
This month in horror, we are talking about the rumored It casting that's started kind of percolating online here. Jessica Chastain has been confirmed. She's going to play Beverly. But kind of excited at some of the rumors I'm hearing about Bill Hader and James McAvoy.
Not Bill Vader.
Not Bill Vader.
Bill
Did I say Vader?
No. I typed Vader when I typed up the rundown for the show.
Good thing I read Hader instead of Vader.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing you're on the ball.
Darth Vader is in
Darth
It?
Vader is going to be in the new It sequel.
Wow.
Now, we're talking the It sequel, and this is obviously from this past year's It with Skarsgård there as Pennywise.
This is exciting because I did enjoy that movie.
Yeah, and it's funny, too, because so many people agree with me, and tell me if you do, that when this was coming out, I went back to revisit the old one, and I was like, besides Tim Curry, this like drags and kind of sucks.
No, it did. It was bad. But different time, and then,
it was a miniseries, wasn't it?
Put a new spin on it. Yeah, maybe.
Because it's like 4 hours long, I think.
Yeah, no, I think you might be right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think what was cool, too, is that people went back and read the book, which is way creepy.
Yeah, I read it when I was younger, when I actually wanted to read books. So I didn't revisit the book necessarily.
Maybe that's the book I'll read next month.
You got to read it and then report on
books.
To us. Books.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with books. It's like cornbread. But I'm pretty excited about... I love Bill Hader.
Yeah, Bill Hader's hysterical.
I'm not a Bill Hader hater.
Who would be a hater on Bill Hader?
Not me. I think he's phenomenal. And, he's rumored to play Richie, which was played by Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things.
Yes, it was.
So I think that would be a great choice. James McAvoy, of course, is Professor X. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's how I know him. That's how I'll always know him.
I know him for some other British romantic movies that you'd be like, ew, gross. But
I would never watch him.
I think he's a great actor, so it'll be interesting to see what he would bring to that character.
I thought he was great when he brought the rest of the X-Men into Infinity War. I thought that was my favorite part.
Oh, what?
Just kidding. That didn't happen at all. Yeah,
I think that's not happening.
That didn't happen at all.
Okay, good.
But I do love him as
see
Professor
the movie
X,
yet, as we established.
I did love him as Professor X.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. I think that the sequel, in my opinion, it's going to be amazing or it's going to be horrendous. I think those are the choices.
Wow. Okay.
There's going to be no in between for it, I think.
Got it. No,
because the rest of the casting, and these are just rumors.
These are rumors.
And I'm cool with everybody announced. I'll be honest, I really don't know that much about Jessica Chastain. I really don't.
Okay.
She looks the part.
Yeah.
But if there was any, and I don't think that there will be, but if there was any bonehead casting involved in this, I'd be a little worried about it. But
bonehead casting.
Yeah.
Like. I love that idea.
You love the idea of bonehead casting?
No. Like that could be a thing.
Oh, it could be, completely off. I'm trying there was only that one girl. I don't know why Rumor Wilson came into my mind. Like if you put Rumor Wilson in that,
that's weird. Or something, that's boneheaded.
Yeah, but if you just put the wrong person in one of these roles, I'm trying to think, but I don't automatically want to be like, because I don't remember the original one. Was the kid that was pudgy as a kid? Was he pudgy as an adult? I don't think he was.
No, I don't think so. No, he wasn't.
So that's just what I mean. If you just got to be careful, and to me, it looks like they're going for good actors thus far. So I don't see why they would mess that up at this point.
Yeah, no, you're right. Jessica Chastain is one of those interesting ones. She hasn't done enough that's like super, super mainstream. Yeah. But I think she can very, very easily play that character. I did watch Crimson Peak. Did you see that movie?
Is that the one with Loki?
Yeah.
The horror movie in the old house? Yeah, that was her?
Yeah, that was, well, she was not that girl. She was another girl in that movie.
Oh, okay.
She played Lucille in that film. But
it's a good name.
Yeah. But, so she's not somebody that's like,
green.
No. She's definitely an established actress, but I think she's still obscure enough that you kind of don't have this preconceived, this is how she's going to portray the character kind of thing going on. So, yeah, I think I'm liking the rumors.
Yeah. I wouldn't want them to cast like The Weeknd so he can do the soundtrack or something. That's what I was kind of worried about, because
that's boneheaded.
Yeah, that is boneheaded. And I was a little bit on the fence of Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, being Lando in the new Solo film. But people say he's got the chops for it, and we'll have to see. But
Well,
I'm not just going to accept the status quo here. Like when there are franchises that I really care about, like horror, like It, like Star Wars, like Han Solo,
right.
I want some good acting.
Well, I think you're right too to point out that it can either go amazingly well or it can go terribly wrong, and I hope it goes amazingly well because they did such a great job.
Yeah, they killed it.
They killed it,
literally.
And they really need to keep this franchise alive. It's called It Chapter 2. Yeah,
sure,
it's cool.
Why not?
I think that's cool.
Kids love it. Kids love
cool.
It. Yeah, I say so far so good.
I'm in.
You're in?
I'm in for It.
Number 2.
Well, it appears that Hilltop is not going to need new leadership because in TV, and we've talked about it on this show for months, Lauren Cohan, or Cohan, potato, has re-signed with The Walking Dead. She has signed on for season 9, which began filming this past week in Atlanta, or everybody reported back anyway.
Yeah.
And she reported this to some weird con that you haven't really heard of, and it was picked up by everybody, and everybody ran with it. And it's this is a huge relief, in my opinion.
I agree, because I think we've lost Carl. I know you weren't too torn up about it, but
that's sarcasm, I hope.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
But I don't know that. I think that was a big loss for the show in some ways. I don't think that the show could handle the loss of Maggie at this point and survive that. And we've talked a lot about where this show is going, and maybe it needs to end. And I don't think it can end without her. I think she is pivotal in making sure that people continue to stay with it through the end.
Yeah, so you're saying if it ends, that we almost need to see what happens for her character.
Exactly.
Yeah, who knows what would have happened if she didn't resign? And I was on the edge of my seat on this one, and I think it would have been an absolute shame if she hadn't resigned. And nobody really knows the logistics, which leads me to believe that they just ponied up and paid her what she wanted.
Sure.
Because otherwise, there would be a statement involved, I think.
Maybe they listened to us when we were talking about it.
I think
last
is
month
what it
when
was.
We said just pay the woman.
It was the Pop 10, and I believe I saw that in the fine print somewhere.
Yeah.
But I want to see Maggie back. We need to see Maggie back.
Yeah.
I think a time jump is coming, but then again, they haven't done really anything like the books. Killing off Carl. I don't want to go back to that place.
We won't.
And I don't want to get bad reviews because I say that I'm a comic guy. I'm still going to watch. But her coming back that's a huge relief for the show.
Yeah.
Because it's the Vince McMahon once said you can make a bunch of little mistakes, but you can make a few big ones.
Yeah.
And Carl was a big one, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think that she had an interesting season this last
the end
season. Yeah. So I think how could you have closed that out if she's not around? So. Whatever happened, whatever transpired, they saved themselves.
Yeah.
And maybe they realized they had to in order to save themselves, because it could have been detrimental to wherever they're going with this story. To your point, are they making a time jump? Are we just staying the status quo? But she is pivotal to that evolution.
So is Maggie going to be a villain? We don't know.
I don't know.
Everything is perspective in this world, but we have a new showrunner, Angela Kang. We've reported on this show before.
Yep.
So it's going to be, hopefully it's going to be a little bit different. I know Greg Nicotero is directing the season 9 premiere.
Yes.
So that makes me feel good about that as well.
Thank you, Greg.
So we'll see what happens. I feel a time jump coming.
Yeah.
And
I hope
hopefully
so.
they do the right thing with it. But Maggie, a.k.a. Lauren Cohan, she's going to be back. So hopefully season 9 will give us more of The Walking Dead that we love.
Yeah, she's phenomenal. And I do think as an actress, we're not done with Lauren Cohan. I think she's just getting started. So it'll be interesting to see, once The Walking Dead does come to its end, and, Whiskey Cavalier, which we spoke
just
about
take off
last
like a
month.
rocket.
I do think that there are big things ahead for her, because she is a very, very talented actress. So it'll be exciting to see what happens.
That's right. Walking Dead, October. We'll be back.
We have so long to wait, but
But don't worry.
I'm okay.
Because Fear the Walking Dead is on right now.
Yeah.
3 episodes in. I don't want to spoil anything if you're not caught up. If you're not caught up, you need to be, because last week in particular, this show did it right. Where AMC didn't spoil anything that was going to happen with promos. You didn't see something coming from a mile away. It knocked everybody on their keisters. And we get to see more of Morgan when Walking Dead Prime isn't on. So I think right now it's a good time to be a Fear the Walking Dead fan. And I hope when season 9 comes, we can say it's going to be a good time to be a Walking Dead fan again as well.
Number 1.
In tech this month, we're going to talk about the birth of another mobile giant as T-Mobile and Sprint become one for $26 billion.
You made it sound romantic. You romanticized that.
Wow.
T-Mobile and Sprint become one.
I see a little heart forming
Right.
around them.
I see for Sprint getting that money.
Love and happiness around $26 billion. This is an incredible joint venture that I wonder, I know it still has to go through government approval. Will this pass? Because is this creating a situation where they're going to own a monopoly? I don't know.
No, and I think the reason why this will pass, there have been talks about it forever.
Yeah.
And I think you already have Verizon,
Yep.
AT&T,
Right.
and Sprint was always considered the third in the big 3, but T-Mobile came back from the dead, and they've done really, really well in years past. Their CEO is very unorthodox, but they've done very, very well. And again, there's been so many talks about this almost $27 billion. And it was funny. It was just this past week the Verizon CEO commented by saying, and I quote, "We don't care."
Interesting.
Yeah, and I think it's okay. Sprint has needed some help for a while, I think.
Sure, I agree.
And if anyone knows how to turn the mobile world upside down, it's T-Mobile.
Yeah. Yeah. What kind of carrier are you?
What kind of carrier are you?
Which carrier?
Very
do you-
personal questions
I know,
here
I'm
on
sorry,
the podcast.
That was inappropriate.
Because I travel so much,
Yeah.
Verizon is my carrier of choice.
Yeah. I have AT&T, and there are days that's good, and there's days that I am not so sure. But the brand recognition of these 3 that we're talking about, T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T.
Yeah.
You have these little one-off things like Cricket.
Yeah.
And there are probably others that I'm
There's a lot of
blanking
no
on right
contract,
now.
yeah.
That
Metro.
what is this market really? And is it going to be dominated by these 3 forever? Are people going to start going into those non-contract related carriers that may not have as much of a reach or bandwidth or whatever it might be? I don't know. I would pay top dollar to know that my cell phone is going to work when I drive all the way home.
And that was one of, I think, Sprint's downfalls. And, I talk a lot about cell phone carriers in my other life.
Yes.
And, I've made the joke, but I think it's interesting that Sprint's marketing campaign for now the past, year or two has been, we're within 1% of everybody else. And I've always made a joke, but it's kind of serious that if my life depended on something, I kind of want that 1%.
Sure.
So
It's like we're almost as good.
yeah, there was a boardroom at some point with a bunch of people sitting around. And the guy goes, "I have it. Our new marketing campaign. We're not as good as everybody else,
but we're almost as good."
And their slogan is, "It works for me." And
Yeah.
and T-Mobile has had the reputation of being the carrier that you get before you get one of the big carriers. So I think it only makes sense that these 2 would merge.
Yeah.
I hope the consumer would win. I can't imagine that taking out more competition is going to help pricing.
Right.
But we'll see what happens. I mean, it's a crapshoot.
I could use some better service, so I don't know. Maybe I'll consider it.
Verizon it is.
Oh, Verizon is. Sorry, T-Mobile, you are not going to win my business.
We'll monitor this as it goes. Government still needs to approve. There's
Yeah.
still a chance that it won't go down. I have a feeling it will, but we'll see what happens.
I'll be on pins and needles.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, that wraps it up for another edition of the Pop 10 podcast.
I'm glad I'm consistently showing up for these.
It is your middle name,
It is
after
my
all.
middle name. Yep. I'm having a good time.
Your face is on the YouTube channel now, on the
so
vlog.
excited.
You're on the podcast.
Yeah.
You're a full-fledged member. How many shows is it with you now? I think is
this
4 or 5? Yeah.
5? Yeah, 4 or 5. Somewhere in there.
It's good.
I like it.
This is great.
It's
I
a
hope
good
you
time.
like it. Good.
Yeah, I hope other people are liking it too.
I hope so too. I think they have. We've seen more downloads. So everybody, please subscribe.
Please.
If you're not subscribed, please tell your friends. You can, however you're listening to us. I'm glad you found us there.
Yes, thank
but
you.
But Spreaker, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, iTunes, we're everywhere.
We're everywhere.
So please check us out. YouTube.com/thepop10. It's the pop number 10. A lot of cool stuff. We're going to give away a mega box from last month.
Yes, we are.
We're going to do another unboxing this month. Might give some more stuff away. The very first pop-up vlog.
Super
Hopefully
excited.
is up by the time we air this podcast. But
check it out so you can see that I really exist.
you really
I
exist.
really exist.
You could, it's not. You're not just a cartoon on the logo.
No, I'm not. No, but I am a character.
Yes,
That
you
is
are.
for sure.
That is true. Also, Pop 10 merch coming back your way very, very soon. Get your own Pop 10 merch tank top. I rock my Pop 10 tank top.
I rock
in
my
Orlando.
Pop 10 mug. My coffee mug is awesome.
Gotta love
Get
the coffee
one
mug. Right
today.
now, buy it.
Do
on
it.
the website. Go check it out. But that's fun. It was fun. This goes quick. We have a lot of fun with it.
We always say that, and we always say we should do more, but we won't. We won't do that quite yet.
No, the video
Once a month.
Keep cranking out the videos, and hopefully, drones, man. That's the future. Is drones.
Drones, man.
Drones, man. Got to check
Drones.
it out. So again, thanks everybody for joining us. We'll see you next month. May is going to be a big month. Some cool stuff down the pike, and I look forward to doing this again.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll show up.
You'll show up?
Yep, I'll be here.
Consistency.
Excellent.
Hashtag consistency. So again, thanks a lot. We'll see you next month. I'm Dave.
And I'm Alyson.
And we'll see you next time right here on the Pop 10.